Hey guys, welcome down to another quick expert review today with the Huawei Y7 2019. This is the very first Y7 model on my channel. So to be honest, this is taking about 5 minutes to always the laptop. We're going to start as usual, so with the fingerprint sensor, LED bus, analytical back sensor unit, version 6.9 camera, 3.5 mm gun, 7 joint memory card, fixed to rest. I'm showing you the 2019 with driving keypad, power, button, volume down, volume up, and a 8 megapixel phone faces camera. Now the phone is made of plastic, which is steel. In both the actual feeling and the actual weight of the phone. So let's have a look. Let's delve into the system first. Let's have a look. What is running on Android 8.1? Wow, that's very weird, considering that the Y6 2019, which I reviewed recently as well, was running on Android Pie, and this Y7 is actually more expensive. It's more expensive by £50. So a very weird decision, especially that it also said this February security patch. That's not weird. Again, the Y6 was on March when I reviewed it, or actually even April. So yeah, very weird decision by Huawei, and it doesn't seem like there is a software update available either. Right, so in terms of the actual system navigation, we can use the pixel style gesture-based system. We've got the one single button system, and we've got the triple back, home, and recent button system as well. Then we've got the simple mode. We also have the smart assistant with title EBS, ties the one-handed UI, so if you like you can swipe across the screen or you can swipe across the navigation bar, and this will allow us to reduce the size so it's more accessible for one-hand use. Now considering that the phone does have a 6.26-inch display, it is quite handy. In terms of security, we've got the face unlock and the fingerprint ID, then we've got the app lock and the file save. So app lock allows us to lock apps behind the password, passcode, so if you want to, for example, lock the gallery, you can do that, and then the file save allows us to works like a vault, so if you transfer the pictures, music, if you don't want anyone else to get access to that. That was the internal storage, which is 32 gigs, and also the phone supports 3 GB of RAM. Now this is Huawei Hisense, so it only works when you plug in your headphones to the headphone jack, which as you've seen is located on the top. And in my opinion, the 3D audio setup is the best for watching videos, and the neutral is the best for listening music. It's purely because the bass is decent, punchy, and the mid tones are also quite, how to say that, recognizable, like, let's stick to decent. Right, in terms of the display itself, we don't unfortunately have any sort of night mode or anything like that. We do get the eye comfort mode, which reduces the blue light from the display in the evening, and it puts the less strain on your eyes, but at the same time, a system-wide dark mode which would benefit us more. In terms of the notch, if you'd like to, you can hide it. Obviously, it's a software option, but it is there. In terms of device connection, that's an interesting one. So there is no NFC on the phone. So the phone costs £79, and for an extra £20 you can get a Huawei P Smart with a better camera, better processor, more internal storage, NFC. So very weird positioning of this phone. If it would be around £149, that would make more sense, but the Y6 is decent if you trying to save some money, but the Y7 is very hard to recommend. In terms of pre-installed tools, we've got the built-in FM radio, we've got the game suite, which allows us to put all the games in one place, and it tries to enhance the performance. However, I have to admit that the Snapdragon processor built into this phone struggles with even the user interface, and considering the screen is 720p, so there's not that much strain on the processor, it is might not be the best gaming device itself. Now, we've got the party mode as well, so as usual with the Huawei and Honor phones, one phone can play a tune and it then plays on all other phones themselves. Now, in terms of the camera, like I did mention, we've got a 13 megapixel main unit with an f-stop of 1.8, so the lower the value, the more light is captured. And then we've got the second sensor, which is 2 megapixels, and that 2 megapixel sensor is a depth sensor. Then we've got the Huawei High Vision, so if you point it towards a barcode in a shop, it will let us know where we can buy it. It's like Google Lens, basically, but for shopping. In terms of the actual cameras, settings features, you do have to give credit to Huawei that even in their entry-level phones, they do give you a lot of options, including like assistive grids, touch and hold to take a picture, smile to take a picture. The video can only be recorded in 1080p at 30 frames per second. What else we've got in here? And obviously, if you'd like, you can mute the video. Then we've got the Pro mode, which allows us to adjust the ISO, the shutter speed, the exposure value, even the focus. So considering the price of the phone, not many handsets do that. Like for example, the Pro mode in the Samsung A40, A50, and even A70 reviewed recently, they only allow you to change the exposure value and white balance, and that's pretty much it. So kudos goes to Huawei. In terms of the actual camera modes, we've got the aperture modes and portrait mode. So the portrait and aperture allows us to take a picture, and then the 2 megapixel unit tries to sense the background of the picture, and then you can blur it. If you'd like to, you can obviously adjust the fake artificial aperture, but obviously that's all done via software. So even though you do get a hardware second camera, it's all still done via software. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of that. Now, like the phone itself does have a 4000 mAh battery. It charges pretty fast, around an hour and 45 minutes. So It's a decent job in terms of the battery life, but it's not the best. Let's have a listen to some audio from it.